This is a clip art catalog I recently bought off eBay. Cobb Shinn's Book of the How-To. 154 pages of stock cuts or clip art from Cobb Shinn's studio, probably from the mid-1950s. Albeit I didn't scan it very well because I didn't realize it was getting cut off by half an inch the entire time, but let's look past that for now. Judging from the formatting, this is probably a bunch of the studio's shorter advertisements, or circulars, bound into one big one. Originally, it was bound in one of these plastic comb spirals, which I despise, so it's been unbound as loose leaves for the time being. If you didn't watch my last video on clip art history, Cobb Shinn Studios was one of the most popular clip art studios from the 1930s up to the 1960s. They had all the staples: happy men, Santa Clauses, women doing chores, frames, even comics, puzzles, and stock photos. Though Shinn was one of the most popular studios, these catalogs aren't easy to come by, or at least not for the price I got it for, which was $35. So despite my poor scanning job, which I do plan to rectify, it's rare to get a real look at what this studio had to offer. Ironically, with all this art, just like with nearly every other studio, the artist names are usually nowhere to be found. There's the occasional signature hidden in a corner, but the only time, at least in this catalog, that an artist is truly credited is one Mr. Alexander Key, who I could find nothing about and for all I know was a nom de plume. Looking past the unfortunate demise of these artists' identities, there's an incredible variety here. It ranges from the strongly realistic, to the awkward, to the modern. Some groups are obviously all done by the same artists, some I recognize from previous research like Harvey Peake and Harvey Fuller, while others, reduced to initials or first names, are new to me like CD, LOG, or simply Tom. Of course, a selection of the little big head guys, the most prolific characters from the studio, adorn this catalog, still without a name. A few other series of cartoon men are also here, which I've seen used elsewhere, again with no name to be seen. There's also pages with illustrations cut out to be used in the previous owner's publication. Ironically, this book wasn't made to be clipped out of like a regular clip book, unlike the studio's line of catalogs where you were supposed to cut it out and use it. This one was purely published for advertising what's available so you could order the physical cuts. Legally speaking, this could be considered clip art piracy. Having a book of old clip art like this can show a lot. This is what newspapers and magazines at the time used for their illustrations when they couldn't hire an artist. It's essentially a kit to design your own publication, as long as you have something to make the type with. It's dated both wonderfully and unfortunately, with realistic depictions of President Eisenhower, old football uniforms, corny headers, and of course, stereotypical depictions of Native Americans and old gender roles. Anyway, I thought this was cool. I wanted to give a close look at some of the work inside. If you want to take a look through the whole thing, you can find a complete copy in the description. Just let me know if you make any fun discoveries or manage to track down an artist or two. And of course, feel free to use the art and the photos. This is probably all public domain by now.